Welcome back to the channel, guys. What we have here is this. I ordered it quite some time ago. Actually, it's been a long time, and I guess the mail service is backed up. You know, they work hard enough as it is, but I ordered it when I had a problem with the video just replacing this solenoid, right? And I would try it on the battery with some wires and alligator, and it just, you know, but I ordered it because I suspected this was bad and I wanted to test it. And I ordered it. I figured I'd have it in no time, but I just replaced it, bought a new one and replaced it. So it is, this one is a cheap one. It's about 40 bucks. AUTOOL, however you want to pronounce it, BT160, right? It's nothing fancy. It's not digital or anything like that. As you can see, you know, quickly check positive, negative, you know, activate an electric component, right? So the thing is, if I would have had this, would have made things a lot easier. So you just take your positive and negative and you connect them to the positive and negative on the battery. Red to positive, black to negative. And then you would take your solenoid. This would, you can, you know, still have this on the car, obviously, just to check. And where are you? In here, you would just clip your negative clip here on one of the, either one of these. It don't matter what one. Put it on there, and then you would take this and touch this other clip, and you would get a green light. The green light tells me that this circuit is complete. Plus, that it's, if it's grounded, it's negative, so I could give it positive and it should work. If I give it negative, it's, you see, as I give it a positive, it turns red. I hope you could hear that. Now, that's one way that this device can come in handy. You don't have to guess. You could, you know, activate. You can, for instance, a starter on your car, right? You could hook this up and you can give it the power. You don't need anyone in the car turning the thing. You're in control. Give it some power, and if you just hear a click and your battery is good, then you know that you probably got a bad starter. Just another example. This will tell you what you're touching. Like, you see, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm touching the positive on the battery. This will show up red, telling me that what I'm touching is positive. And if I do it on the other one, it'll automatically tell me, it'll turn green, telling me what I'm touching is negative. How would that help? Well, let me see if I can figure out how that would help. Say you have this. This is some part of a wiring on your car. So I'm going to connect, you know, I'm going to connect this to the positive terminal again sometime this week. So you have, you know, this is a circuit now. Could be your headlights, whatever the case may be. So it's telling me that this, what I'm touching, is positive. Say I didn't know that. Say it's a wire that I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so this is a positive. I know this is a positive. So if I was to give this a negative, this unit, we know that this is a test light. So we know that there's a bulb in here. It's going to light up if, you know, you complete the circuit. I already know this is positive. If I give it positive, nothing should happen. Let's see here. See, nothing. Probably burn out a circuit or something, but okay, so I know it's positive. I'm going to give it a negative. I'm going to complete the circuit by giving it a negative and see what happens. It lights up. So that's another example. That could be anything. That could be on your car, headlights. Now this is good for a 6 to 24 volt system, which is not bad. But that's another example of how that you can use this for even simpler things. Like say this is say your headlights is not working, and you know it's all hooked up. This here is very sharp. What I did is I just put this little tubing on here. Okay, so say you know this is in your headlight, your harness and everything, and you come down and you suspect that you got a problem here. Now you could start 5 feet away, and if you don't have no light, no continuity, like you know you don't have that, then you can go back a foot at a time. And because this is very sharp, I'll show you on this little piece here, just to show you how. Hook that there, and I'll come down here. Say you're 5 feet along your run, and you're suspicious this is where the brake is. Who's to say? And you're gonna stick this. Watch your fingers, but stick this in. Don't put a very big hole in the sheathing, and you just, and the light comes on. So I know that I have power from right here all the way up to here, right? And let's just say now I'm going to keep going. I already know from here I got good conductivity. So I would come say up here, say I'm 2 feet farther up, and I do the exact same thing, only I don't get a light, because I'm not going to do it, because I'm going to get a light, because I know this wire is not broken. But say I stab that in and there's no light. So I know then from the last part where I checked to here, there's a break in here somewhere, right? And you can even, all depends on the application, you can, you know, go back, so 3 inches, snip it, come up here 3 inches, snip it, put in a new piece. That depends on your application, I'm just saying. So that's another way. That's a negative, give it a positive, and the light comes on. So that's an example of how it can work. You are troubleshooting solenoids, you know, anything really, because it is up to 24 volts. So it's going to take, like I said, you can do it with your starter. You can, there's no beeping feature, which I wish it did have a beeping feature so that you wouldn't have to look at the light when you're, you know. So that's the good thing about this. You can send power to things, see if it works. You know, you can test heater fans. I've used it for that in the car. It's endless what you can use it for. Thanks, guys, again for subscribing. I love your comments. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.